Ramble.
Thank you to HelloFresh and BetterHelp for sponsoring this episode.
Hey, Benny, looks like you're on the wrong side of the river. Welcome to Guilty Pleasure.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody?
What's up, everybody? We're holding the mics now. We're Gen Z.
Look at us.
Look at us.
Cool as shit.
We're
Zachary
sick.
told us we could take the mics off the stand.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in the stewed. I feel like I should be like singing a ballad in my room for TikTok.
Is that what you do?
The girls on TikTok who sing ballads have this.
Yeah,
mic.
they do.
Yeah.
They don't have the mic that's like hanging down
No.
like those 60s
They literally
mics.
like
We should bring those back.
I would fucking
Rainie, can we
love
mount
it.
microphones from the ceiling?
That would be really cool.
And do it like a colors studio piece. Have you seen those?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh my god.
And then
It's always so
Absolutely.
cool.
Well, I
you're
wanna be
holding it like a stand-up.
Yeah.
Feels
This
more
is
comfy?
comforting for me. Like literally, as soon as a mic is in the
On your
crevice
chin?
between the chin and the lip, I am so comfortable.
How come you never promote your stand-up?
I
I would love to go see one of your
I
shows.
do.
On this show, you have never not
Yeah,
once
if you guys
ever.
don't know, Garrick is more talented than us. And
God, no.
combined.
No.
Combined.
No, let's
Okay.
not do this.
And-
I've seen
well,
you direct things.
that's
I've seen
because-
you direct things.
Well, I'd say more talented combined because Kelsey's very talented, and then I bring it down a little bit below you. But no,
Funny.
Garrick is an amazing stand-up. Also doesn't invite us.
Yeah.
If you guys want to come to a show,
I
cool.
want to come to a good show.
All right, that's also like the scariest part, and a lot of other stand-ups will attest to this, is that you invite your friends to a stand-up show, and then the show fucking sucks, and you're like, well, I'm so sorry.
Right. You want them to come to a good show.
A good one, so you can just you can see me like rip. Like I had one at the Improv the
Yeah,
other day.
that's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, and that one felt really good. I
Yeah.
was like, I wish I could have invited people, but literally 2 days prior, I went to one and it was ass. It was awful.
So you were like, better just be safe than sorry.
It is hit or miss in my career at this point. So
How do they introduce you on stage? Do they go, you can see him in the hit TV show on Freeform?
Something tells me the stand-up crowd does not care about.
Or do they
You'd
go,
be-
he writes for Solar Opposites?
you'd be surprised. They do go up for single drunk people,
All
which
right.
is very interesting. It's a very, I mean, I guess it's just LA.
Yeah.
They just,
It's a show. Oh,
it's a
he's
show.
on a
Oh, he's on a
show.
He's on a
TV show.
Oh, he's on a
television
show.
And people are like, "Oh, I've heard of that. I've seen that as I flick past on Hulu,
Right,
and
there you go.
tried to decide what to watch, but I know
on the
it's not
billboards
this
everywhere.
one.
So they lead with single drunk female.
Yeah, they do.
They never go with Solar Opposites.
They did for a second.
But now we're canceling Justin Roiland, guys. We're moving on.
Unfortunate. Or fortunate. Yeah.
We
Sorry. That was the only way I could transition out of that comment.
Hilarious. I mean, it's in the spirit of him, so
it almost felt like you were honoring a little too much.
yeah, a little too much.
Well, we're holding our mics in our hands because we got to be free today. We're
Yeah.
talking about The Mummy, the 90s. Brendan Fraser, Rachel Weisz.
Weiss.
Classic.
Weiss.
Nice.
This is a
It's probably
bisexual.
Weiss because
Weiss.
she's Austrian.
Yeah,
right?
I think it is Weiss. This is a bisexual awakening for many of you.
Oh,
this
wow.
is an excuse to talk about the Renaissance,
Ooh.
Brendan Fraser's return
I want to talk about those lips.
to prominence, return to our screens.
Because he is nominated for an Oscar.
He
For an
is.
Oscar.
For a movie, and maybe let's just get this out of the way. Let's start about this here.
None of us have seen The Whale.
And none of us care about the whale.
No.
We care
Nobody-
about him.
Yeah, nobody
Yeah.
cares about The Whale because it is white precious. So it is literally the exact same movie, just with a white guy, and it was based off a play instead of a book. So there you go.
Yeah, I just truly could not care less. I know a lot of my fat friends, people I follow on Twitter, are like,
we don't
this
like
is
it.
not cool.
Yeah.
Then
And so
Brendan
I'm
Fraser
gonna try.
himself said he was fat. He was like, I'm fat.
Well, he's not
but
that-
they
he's
were
not.
like, they made him fatter.
They
Yeah,
made
they made
him
him bigger.
And they made him lazy and sad. So I think that was the problem.
I mean, I
I think also,
I hear it's a-
spoiler alert, I think that he just dies at the end.
What?
I think that his like he has an inspirational quote because he quoted it at one of his things. He's like, "Walk to the light, and you can be brave," and then he dies.
Yeah.
I think.
All right.
If anyone's seen the
Sounds
Whale,
sad as hell.
Please, I can't do that right now.
I like-
in the same way that I couldn't watch Precious, it was just too much.
Yep.
I feel the same way about this.
Yeah.
Life is too sad, but one thing I think we can all agree on
Yeah.
is Brendan
Brendan.
Fraser's fuck. Brendan Fraser's Glee.
He deserves the world.
He deserves it. And seeing him, the emotion that this man has, I mean, he was destroyed by Hollywood.
Yeah.
And I don't know
Why?
Because he came out against somebody that
Sexually
essayed
assaulted
him.
him.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
So-
why he was.
Yeah.
bad?
He got blacklisted.
It's
for that
really
very
sad. And
reason.
he spoke up against it
Yeah.
and was then kind of blackballed because of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't say blacklisted because
Blacklisted?
the blacklist is a good thing you want to be on in
Blackballed.
Hollywood,
I'm
which
so
is a
sorry.
script competition.
Is blackballed a word?
I think blackballed makes more
Blackballed
sense than
is the
blacklisted
term.
when referring to Hollywood, only because there is a blacklist that
Okay,
you
great.
want to
well,
be
then
on.
I nailed it.
Congrats.
And I failed.
We
As
did
of-
George of the Jungle.
Yeah.
We did do George of the Jungle, but this was pre The Whale. This was pre the come up of Brendan Fraser.
I mean, this
the
is-
renaissance of Brendan Fraser.
This is his franchise.
This is his Mission
yeah.
Impossible.
This is it. This is his Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
It is a movie that I didn't realize how deeply ingrained it was in my memory, my subconscious. I know we got to talk about the scarabs. We got to talk about the swarms.
I'd rather
Rewatching this because it was 99, so I was 9 years old when this came
that-
out.
That's weird.
And rewatching it, I have not watched it since 1999.
I probably also haven't watched it since it was
Yeah.
at least a VHS.
I ride the ride at Universal all the time. It's fucking amazing. Slaps.
we talk
best.
about
That's my reference point for it.
Yeah,
Is the fucking ride.
because
Are you talking California or Florida?
Florida doesn't have one, do they?
Yes, and it's better.
Is it?
Wait, is
I
it
mean,
longer?
Universal Studios in Florida is
better.
much better.
Yes, of course.
As is
Everything in Florida is
Disneyland.
better.
Or
I'm glad
Disney
that we're
World.
starting here.
Let's relax. The theme parks.
Did you
yes.
just fucking say that
Yeah, she did.
Florida is better than
Listen,
California?
that is our one thing we have. Let me have it.
Yeah,
It
that's
is, yeah. Okay, I'll let you have
Thank
that.
you.
I'm glad that we're starting here because the ride is definitely something I wanted to bring up. If y'all don't know, I think that the Mummy ride in Florida is not just the best ride at Universal. I think it's the best ride in Florida.
Oh, shit.
Shit, bitch.
It is
Damn.
fucking exhilarating.
More than
God.
Dueling Dragons.
I don't know what that
What's
is.
Dueling
It's
Dragons?
now the Harry Potter ride.
No, that one's better now.
Okay.
But this
Fire
is like
and Ice, whatever they called it.
And like this is a movie from 1999, and we still have the Mummy, a franchise that is not.
Yeah.
I mean that
if
says more
you've
about
never been
Universal.
on
but-
it, you are riding in the fucking dark
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sick.
backwards.
It's sick.
Sorry, Rainie.
I can't remember. I think that's actually exclusive to the California one.
Because it's so small.
Right. They go
Yeah, they have
forwards and
nowhere
then
to go.
backwards because the scarabs are chasing you. But my favorite bit in the Florida one is that the ride ends and you see this window of like the conductor being like, "Thank you for joining
Yes.
us at Universal Studio," and then and the shadow of him, Imhotep, comes in and
Yeah.
sucks him and turns him into.
And you're not done.
And we're going more, and
Yeah.
it's such a surprise and a thrill.
Theatrical experience.
It's just exhilarating.
yeah,
Love
they,
it.
they fucked with that ride in
Well,
both states.
if you've never seen The Mummy, we got you covered.
Yeah.
It stars Brendan Fraser as O'Connell, a renegade prisoner
Explorer.
warrior.
He's Nathan Drake.
Yeah,
I guess.
he's Indiana Jones, but not a teacher.
Yeah.
He's just a guy who's badass, and he has seen Hamunaptra,
Okay.
the city of the dead. Rachel Weisz is a librarian who finds a map to the
yeah,
lost
she
city,
is.
and
Jesus
she wants to
Christ.
find the
Book.
book of the dead.
Yep.
And so they team up with O'Connell. Her name is Evie. And they go in to find the mummy. Imhotep is a mummy who died because
That pussy.
For that
Pussy put him in the sarcophagus.
He
That's where that
killed
line
his.
comes
He
from.
killed. He committed regicide in order
Whoa,
to.
big word, daddy. What did that mean?
Regicide, killing a
Big word.
king.
Oh my God. Where did
I-
you learn that?
Halo.
I take it back.
Oh God.
Fucking
And they say
nerd.
video
I
games
knew
never
it was
taught
gonna
you
get taken
nothing.
back.
Nerd.
I knew it was gonna get taken back.
Regicide.
Regicide.
I'm going to start saying that more often.
So he is trying to bring back the love of his life and end the world.
Oh yeah. Who cares?
This is the mummy.
Listen. If I were in his situation, I would do the exact same thing. for that
Exact
woman.
same thing.
Exact
She
same.
is
She's bad. She is just bad.
so the opening scene. First of all, if you look like Imhotep and you score someone who looks like that, the princess, I can't recall that actress's name, but I know we say this a lot. I don't think anyone has ever looked better on screen.
Right.
It is unbelievable, and I just you immediately understand.
Yeah, she just looks sleek. She looks
Slippery.
like the golden version of the T-180 whatever, the Terminator, the Mercury Terminator from Terminator 2.
She looks like an Apple product.
Yes.
Like being unveiled. It's
Yes.
gold, black backdrop.
Right.
She's hot as shit. And this motherfucker, Emotep, is going to die. And she's going to kill herself for that pussy because they want to be together.
Yeah.
This is a villain who just wants to get his sarcophagus wet, and honestly, we
I'm
stand.
into it. I'm into it. I love it.
This
We're
is
on
all
board.
for love, guys.
It's all for that sweet, sweet sarcophagus.
Oh my God, sarcophagus.
There is so I love in the opening the only the king may touch her, and so she has like makeup on her arm, and it gets smudged just a little.
She
and
be fucking.
leads to the regicide.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Regicide.
Cool as shit.
Regicide.
Where do you guys want to start with our pleasures?
Let's just start off with her.
Yeah.
She is
Rachel Weisz?
No. We'll get to her. Don't
The side
worry
piece
about it.
that's in it for 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay,
At the
cool.
beginning,
Just
she's
3 minutes
bad.
of screen time.
She gets
And
3
we're
minutes.
still- when we're
still
we're
fucking
still
talking about
talking
it
about it. Got
because
it.
that's why everybody wants to go to Egypt right now. Because it's just like, hopefully she's still there. Hopefully
They were
pops
setting
in.
up a high expectation for Egyptians.
They
She was
will.
bad as hell.
Oh my God, she was so bad.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess it's implied that she had descendants, and Rachel Weisz's Evie is the descendant of this woman.
Yes.
Right.
Which is why
and
she's so fine too.
That's why she is just as bad. if
Rachel
not more.
Weisz is a vision of beauty in this film, and so many of you, when we were talking about doing this movie, are like did say this is my bisexual awakening.
Yeah.
I am not one. But
I'm one.
But
you
I might.
got one.
I might be now.
Here.
Yeah, right.
Because this is a hot ass movie.
It's
Yeah.
so hot, and then you're watching Brendan Fraser be. I
Hot.
mean, just bad as hell. Good for him, man.
Yeah.
Good for him. He's got great eyes.
Those
it's insane.
lips.
He's got good lips.
Those lips.
He's got pouty lips.
That white man.
Pouty
what
lips on
did
a
he do
on a white guy
to have those
Pre-filler.
puffy,
I don't know.
scrumdiddlylumpus
when you
lips?
meet him, when he and Rachel Weisz meet, he has this like scraggly, like prison look
Yeah.
where he's got the long hair.
He's got the George of the
Tarzan.
Jungle look.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah. And then he just casually in the next scene, like he's gotten a haircut, and she like, she's
like,
a double
oh,
take.
shit.
He's
And
like-
so did I.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, oh, fuck. And it's so crazy that you do a double take even though you saw him in that same haircut
Yeah.
13
He's
minutes
a leather
prior.
daddy. He's wearing the gun holsters
Oh,
the
got you.
whole movie with the white blouse that kind of
yes.
fluffs around the neck. He's sandy. He's always sweaty.
I
He's
wrote
got a
so
little
many notes.
dirt
Let me
on his
find-
brow.
I wrote, I want this outfit so bad. And then I wrote, no, I want Garrick in this outfit so bad.
I'm gonna
Oh
wear-
my God, Garrick, you need to be in like a 1920s movie. Or what
Yeah,
year was this?
like,
Yeah, it was-
I don't know.
Start 2030s. I think it was post World War I.
Oh, like one of those. Yeah, one of those.
One of those
old
frilly-
RRR
Yeah.
outfits.
But he had the leather. It's leather suspenders
Mm-hmm.
that are a gun holster. Oh hell yeah, my lunch is here.
oh,
What?
fuck yeah.
What a good man, Jack. Thank you.
You just had lunch delivered?
Yeah. Well,
Sick.
it's 1:41. I'm
Yeah.
starving.
I
Yeah.
had a bagel from your pantry.
You want a sandwich?
What'd you get?
He's got the leather suspenders,
Yeah.
bandana around the neck,
It's sick.
knee-high leather boots,
Yeah,
Daddy.
the thickest belt I've ever seen.
Can we
in my
talk about
life.
the thickest neck I've ever seen in my life?
Imhotep?
The spoiler alert, or like trigger warning, they tried to HANG this man in the town square for being like a, I don't know, prisoner of some sort. And they like drop the floor so that he's supposed to DIE, and his neck is so thick,
Yeah.
it doesn't break.
It's thick in fucking Georgia Jungle also.
He goes,
yeah.
and his veins burst through the rope.
It's
and
fucking
he's-
sick.
Yeah, he's hot as shit.
It's a very cool scene to see someone get hung and then
and be hung.
And deny it.
and be
Oh,
like,
well.
no, fuck.
Yeah.
And then there's like that fun tension of Evie's trying to. Sorry, I've got couscous
I
in my mouth.
I said his neck was too thick to break. Tongue out emoji.
Thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring this episode. You guys, my guilty pleasures babies, you know how nice it feels to empowered, confident in yourself, knowledgeable about your decisions, and free from anxiety and dread. Well, therapy is one great tool that will get you closer to your best, most empowered self. You all know all of us guilty pleasures baby hosts love our therapy. We love our BetterHelp, and I love my therapist, Michelle. She totally helped me get through that breakup. I don't know what I would have done without them. So if you're thinking of giving therapy a try, BetterHelp is a great option. It's convenient, flexible, affordable, and entirely online. If you want to live a more empowered life, therapy can get you there. Visit BetterHelp.com/guiltypleasures today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/guiltypleasures. Now that it's getting nicer out, spring has sprung upon us. The last place you want to spend your time as it starts to get a little nicer out is at the grocery store. Ugh. That's why we love HelloFresh. They deliver seasonal recipes and pre-portioned fresh ingredients right to your door. They have 40 weekly recipes to choose from. Let them get creative for you in the kitchen with easy-to-follow recipes that create restaurant-quality meals. Fast, easy, and affordable, that's what you'll get when whipping up a HelloFresh meal. I think HelloFresh saves me so much time, especially now that I am cooking for one. I love to make it when I come home because it's already pre-portioned for me. I don't have to think about it. It's actually an enjoyable experience. And you know Hippo is sitting on the floor waiting to pick up any extras that I drop. Go to HelloFresh.com/guilty65 and use code guilty65 for 65% off plus free shipping. Go to HelloFresh.com/guilty65 and use code guilty65 for 65% off plus free shipping. HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit.
Also, I wrote that grave robbing is hot as shit. True love right there. Like, if someone's not, when I'm dead, if you don't fucking dig up, if I ever die, if you don't dig up my fucking body to resurrect me, I don't want it. He doesn't love you. If he wanted to, he would. Put some spells all over my shit, bones and all.
Yeah.
You should be grave robbing if you're in love.
I think Rachel Weisz was one of my first ideas of what a perfectly beautiful person was. And she has these little like eyebrows. Painted on eyebrows that are very out of style.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
But
she pulls them off.
She pulls them off.
Yeah, it just fits her weird face, I guess, in this
very
movie.
20s.
There's this one shot where she's wearing like a classic garb
Arabian,
and has the
I Dream of Jeannie
silk
type of
cover over her mouth. And I'm a big sucker for eyes.
Yeah.
Oh, that moment.
I
liked it when
I got
she was
a little
in the
wet
black
during that scene.
corset and like her titties are out. She got kind of a sheer titty top. That was hot.
That was it.
I watched this movie at like 9:30 in the morning also.
I also did, and I was horny just the same.
Yeah, had to pause.
Matter.
You know what I'm saying? Had to
Doesn't
pause
matter.
the movie.
I've never been so turned on by someone falling off of a ladder. I didn't. She's
a librarian. She climbs
can't
a 22-foot ladder.
It was like it's
not attached to the wall.
Imagine the scene from Beauty and the Beast where Belle is like sliding on the ladder, but she's moaning the entire time.
And then she puts on a fucking circus performance, balancing the ladder back and forth on two legs.
And I'm just like,
what?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
It's a good tone establisher. It shows this movie's going to be wacky and hijinksy.
Yeah.
And I mean,
but
the 90s,
there's spells.
The 90s, I feel like every gross movie was still like a Nickelodeon movie. At the end of the day. At its heart, at its core, it's still pretty comedic, pretty wacky.
Yeah.
And I mean, just overall as a whole, this is a funny movie.
Oh, this is a comedy.
This is a comedy for sure.
Well, Brendan Fraser is a phenomenal comedic actor.
Yeah.
Always has
George
been.
of the Jungle, as we know.
There are moments when like a mummy, rah, and then he'll just go back and he roars back.
I put that in
funny.
too.
Yeah.
It's good.
I said I got wet when he growled back at the mummy. And I was like, Daddy.
So like Brendan Fraser, when I was younger, I remember looking at him and I was like, oh, this is what
that's
Hollywood
a man.
wants.
Yeah.
This is what people want. This is what women like. And I was just like, oh man. But like he was like the quintessential attractive man.
Yeah.
But for whatever, I remember when he disappeared, I was like, what happened to the blue-eyed guy from George of the Jungle, from The Mummy? This doesn't make any sense.
He sat down for
and
a minute.
this
movie is stacked with hotties though. Like from the Pharaoh's
even
guards
even
to
the brother. The Pharaoh was handsome.
All of these
hot?
guys. Yes.
Yeah,
The brother's
that's
hot. He's goofy.
Really?
That's the scientist at the beginning of The Last of Us. that predicts cordyceps. Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, it's fucking sick.
By the way, Last of Us rules.
It fucking rips.
It's a little slow, and I'm
We can
kind of
do-
over zombies, but
even with zombie fatigue,
Craig
it's
Mason's
still good.
cooking, baby.
Hey,
He's fucking
Pedro
cooking.
Pascal though. If you're single,
Oh, yeah.
if
Oh
you
my
need
God.
Hey.
someone.
Yeah.
Hey, Pedro.
The Last of Us.
The Last of Us.
That girl is very funny.
Yeah. I did not realize, or no, yes, I remember we all said we were scared of this movie.
Yes.
We got to talk about how scary this fucking movie was for children.
No, we can talk about it. I watched this movie when I was 8 years old. And I am still,
Terrified.
to this day, terrified of scarabs. I'm terrified of
Beetles.
swarms. I'm terrified of anything that is like roach looking, jiggly,
Jittery, that's the
jittery,
word.
that fucking noise of the fucking. If anybody
sound
does
they
that
make-
shit,
The sound they make in this movie is very unnerving.
Yes.
They're beetles.
They're beetles that burrow under your skin.
Fucking skin. Climb to your brain.
And you see this shot where there's a bump under the skin that travels very fast, which I thought that was something I had to be concerned about out in the world.
Yes, correct.
I didn't know the scarabs weren't real.
Oh, yes, they're very scary.
When I pitched this movie,
You pitched this movie?
yeah.
I didn't know that.
What do you? To you guys.
No, he did. He was in the pitch meeting.
You pitched the Mummy?
I was 7 years old.
Okay.
No, when I pitched us doing this movie, Garrick was like, no. Too scary.
Absolutely
Too scary.
not. Too scary.
And the fucking Mummy itself, like for 1999, the CGI, the fact that there was a plague coming, we get to see the locusts, we get to see the sky go black. This movie, they bury a man alive in a fucking, what are they called?
Sarcophagus.
Sarcophagus filled to the brim with fucking scarabs.
They also cut out his tongue.
Yeah.
This movie was scary as fuck.
I fully forgot how grotesque the opening of the movie is.
That's why.
You what?
I was claustrophobic as a kid because my neighbors locked me in the trunk of my mom's car as a joke. This movie confirmed it.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, I've worked through it in therapy. I've tried some exposure therapy. I tried to go in the trunk of the Tesla. It's a whole thing.
But the two things I forgot were how
Thank you, Rainie.
how grotesque this movie is and how violent it is.
Yeah.
Like the opening scene, you see tongue cut out, whatever. You see him buried alive with then these scarabs eating and dissolving his body.
Yeah.
But throughout the entire film, the body count in this film, and I ain't talking about Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz. It is, they are murking people left, right, and center.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, over 100 people get shot.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely.
Easy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And all of them with double guns, double pistols.
Yes.
Everybody had a double
We're
pistol.
throwing away handguns like
Yeah.
it's fucking piece of paper.
Yeah.
Even Rachel Weisz at one point shoots a man with a shotgun off a horse.
Yeah.
And she's not trauma. That's a librarian.
Yeah. That's a
This is the first time
just
she's
took
been out in the
life.
field. She took a man's life.
She took life like it wasn't her first time.
Oh,
out in
it
the field.
wasn't.
She watched the light leave
Yeah.
his eyes
And
all
she
in
said,
pursuit.
"I want more."
And she didn't
Yeah.
even blink.
She was like, put me in 2 more of these movies.
She didn't even bat her tiny eyebrows.
Yeah.
No.
Oh my god.
Those eyebrows. God.
She's like, I don't give a
something else.
shit.
Those are back in style for sure for like really hot models.
They shouldn't be.
Oh, okay. There was one line that I wrote down as a pleasure that I knew you were going to be jazzed about, Zach. It's when our boy Benny, who's kind of like the traitor,
I died.
is being attacked by the mummy, and he's got all these different necklaces on that are religious
Very good.
necklaces, and he's trying to hold them up against the mummy and say a prayer so that he can be protected. And he's trying this one, and this one's not working. He's trying the cross. That one doesn't work. And then he holds up our boys people.
Star David.
David.
You didn't know what it was called.
Yes, I did. Of course I did.
Yeah, I did not.
And he starts speaking Jewish. And the
Hebrew?
mummy goes, the language of my people.
No, that's not what he says.
The
He
language
goes,
of-
the language of the slaves. I may have use for you.
And then
Oh
it
my
saves our
God.
boy. And I said, our Jews saved our boy. Zachary's gonna be so proud.
But I don't like that they said the language of the slaves.
So funny. I screamed laughing.
I mean,
It felt a bit random.
We were slaves to Egyptians.
Yeah.
It felt,
When Benny was ransacking their office, and then Brendan Fraser's character comes in. O'Connell. Is O'Connell?
Yeah.
Yeah, O'Connell.
O'Connell.
Are we talking about Fast and Furious, or is it?
No.
No, we are talking about the movie. O'Connor. Fuck. Damn. O'Connell. When O'Connell comes in and sees him, and then he just fucking tries to run away, and then he yeets a chair at the back of his head.
My God.
Fucking screamed.
And by the way, right in that moment, are we talking about Fast and Furious? That was such a heightened, wacky moment that I adored. So to go back to our beautiful stars, they're funny, they're hot, they're problematic. This film, I would say, is misogynistic.
They hate women.
It doesn't love women. Rachel Weisz is, for being so capable and accomplished, her character gets forced into this damsel in distress role. Imhotep looks at her and goes, "You remind me of my lover.
You remind me of a girl that I was."
He just starts singing that. See your face whenever.
Okay, wait. Can I actually do a pause in my story and then we'll go back to misogyny?
Yeah,
please.
I think that the "You Remind Me" music video. First of all, "You Remind Me" by Usher, one of the greatest songs ever made.
You remind me.
I think it is one of the greatest music videos ever made. It is one of the greatest pieces of comedy ever made. It is Usher in a mall, walking around, singing to women why he will not sleep with them.
Yeah.
He's just saying, I would, but I can't.
But I can't.
And the women are like, I'm not interested. And then by the end, they're like, okay, I am interested, Usher. And he goes, nope.
But you look just like somebody that I knew, so I can't.
And then he goes on to the next. And he does that 4 times with 4 different women.
It's so fucking weird, man.
It's wild. Love it.
He was an era.
Let's talk about the misogyny because so damsel in distressy, right? She's reduced to just kind of waiting and screaming. When Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz meet, he is behind bars. First, he makes the brother come closer, sucker punches him.
Yeah.
So you go, okay, this guy kind of sucks. And then he makes Rachel Weisz come closer.
Oh, no,
and
I
he
hated this.
smooches her.
Yeah. He kissed her without her consent.
Yeah.
And then she's like, it wasn't that good of a kiss. I didn't like it. Oh God, I did like it.
Did I like it?
Loved it. Oh.
She wanted more
and
of
now
it.
you just birth the generation of people that steal kisses from people.
Yeah, and what a weird phrase.
I have a theory.
Go on.
And it's that when a movie reaches a certain level of camp,
Yeah.
there is a contingency of us that kind of enjoys the performative gender, right?
Yes.
This is so ridiculous that you go, you know what? I think we all in our minds give it a little pass because I think a lot of our audience was saying this was their bisexual awakening, right? So there's a performance of gender in this movie where Brendan Fraser is a caricature of the man.
He dumb but strong.
Yeah.
And
because it's a cartoon.
It's a cartoon.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying does that make it good or right? No, but I think that there's something in us that we go, well, that's kind of funny though.
Yeah.
I also don't think that you should get your personality traits from media that you watch and absorb.
Damn. Telling me that 30 years too late.
I'm so sorry. But that being said, it is very, very, very misogynistic. And watching it, I'm just like, oh, that's interesting that they thought that was cool.
What's a woman doing out here in the desert? Why is a woman out here in the sand?
Yeah.
They hate women.
They hate women.
They hate women. They also are like, she won't be able to understand this.
Yeah.
Right.
She's a woman.
But she's a fucking librarian.
She's also the smartest. That's the point.
She's reading constantly.
Yeah. She knows all of the history and the things that get them to the end. So
yeah.
There's also they don't do a great job of showing them solving the clues. Or one of the times she just goes, it looks like they read it backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They switched it. And I'm like, okay, sure, Rachel.
Thanks.
there is a
Go
lot
ahead.
of tell, don't show the legends. And
I also she's so attractive that whenever she says it, I'm just agreeing with it. And she's like, yeah, that makes sense, actually. Oh, Jesus Christ.
You know what I'm just realizing as we've been talking about this?
What?
Sand is the ultimate weapon. Sand
Yes.
is violence.
Yeah.
When have you ever seen a movie that involves sand and been like, I'm having a good time. This is not hurtful. This is not harmful.
Teen Beach movie.
Sicario.
Sicario is the most violent movie. Never heard of Teen Beach.
Johnny
movie.
Tsunami.
Had a great time.
Didn't the waves hurt him?
Top Gun.
No.
Beach volleyball.
Yeah.
Sand is such a weapon. Everyone hates it. It hurts.
Dune.
It gets everywhere. It can kill you. What a way to die. To be crushed by sand?
Yeah, that does kind of suck to be crushed by sand. I'm sorry, this is such a fun thing to do. To be crushed by sand, and then also to have it like sting you to death.
Yeah,
is
ow.
also tough.
It's hot.
Dopest shot in the movie. So Imhotep changes when he can instantly kill people and when he has to slowly walk towards them for 5 minutes.
'Cause he's afraid of cats.
But
He's
there's
afraid
this
of cats.
one shot where he can turn into a big sandstorm.
Yeah.
He floats through a window and there's a shadow of a man, exorcist style, lifts through the air, and then you see sand swirl around him, and his body, it looks like someone just puts a straw in him and sucks all the
I
juice
want
out.
to see more sand violence.
Yeah, I would love to see more sand violence.
Pitch me.
I
Pinch you?
pitch him sand violence.
I want to hear
I'm gonna
like what
come
else? How
back.
else you gonna do it?
I'm going to
Yeah.
come back to some sand violence.
Yeah, I think it's also pretty funny and wild that I forgot what I was going to say. I think it's so funny that I completely forgot what I was going to say. I hate it. I hate that I did that.
It happens all the time.
It truly does, and it was a ramp up. I
You
had
were
something.
so in the moment.
I was so in the fucking moment.
You
It
were
was
like,
something about.
I need to say this so that I don't forget it. And
Yeah.
then you...
It was something about Imhotep.
I love that
and-
name.
Yeah, it's a good name.
I'm going to name my kid
It's
that.
about how he just walks towards people.
The cat.
No. Yes. Yes.
I got it.
They introduced the cat and
So
him being
funny.
afraid of that never comes back. I thought that he was gonna find a way to like use cats.
He did. He held the white cat
I know,
up to
but
him and it
that's
freaked
it.
him out.
That's
well, yeah,
it.
because then they say once he becomes the form, he will no longer fear cats. So once he became powerful, he no longer had to fear the cats because he was.
Cats, I think, were the guardian of the underworld.
Yeah.
And so while his soul, can I say, controversial, I want to remake this movie, and I think that there's a lot that I would change.
Oh,
Yeah.
you don't say.
Yeah.
I, one, wouldn't be racist towards Egyptians.
Oh, that's a good idea.
But
Yeah.
I don't
Why
really...
were they all like scarred?
Yeah, they're...
What had
I
happened
don't- I
there?
don't
Because
know.
sand is violent.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess that's what they believe.
Checks out.
I didn't need the plot where he brings all the plagues on Egypt.
No.
Didn't really do it for me. Like at one point, it's literally raining fire from the sky, and I'm
Yeah.
like, okay,
How
sure.
about when
he's not
that
Moses
actor
also.
gets covered in 1,000 grasshoppers and he just goes,
Locusts.
what have we done? And I
Yeah,
go, imagine
yeah.
the director's
Why-
just like, all right, you're covered in grasshoppers, you Jiminy Crickets all over. You look up to the sky and you act like nothing's happening.
Yeah.
And you say, what have we done?
That was fucking disgusting.
It was so
I
funny.
was like, why is this here? I saw the swarm of locusts and I'm like, okay, I'm okay with this one.
You don't like grasshoppers?
I don't hate them, but I hate swarms. I hate like even
Oh,
if I
yeah,
see
scary.
like
Yeah.
what was it World War Z where there was like swarms of zombies. I can't even see that and be like, oh, this is fine. But there were like 5 different types of swarms. There was the locusts, the fucking flies, the sands, the scarabs.
There was a lot of
There
swarm.
was a lot of swarm.
They should call this the swarm.
The swarm fucking movie. It was so fucking annoying. I know I only named 4 and I said 5, but
But the
there's
scarabs
it's
were
there.
a lot.
Yeah, there were multiple scarab
Yeah,
swarms.
I also thought it's so funny that Imhotep, whenever he sees a shadow cast, he's like, "Oh, I'm about to kill somebody. I can't fucking wait. I'm gonna murder the fuck out of somebody."
There was a lot of murdering.
Yeah.
How about
Lots of
when
murdering.
Imhotep takes out that guy's eyes?
That's another thing I personally didn't need. I mean, it's yucko, but Imhotep had to like steal the bodies of specifically
5 organs: your tongue, your eyeballs, your brains,
your butt,
For the
your
senses.
butt, and your heart,
your sphincter,
and your tum tum or
The
something.
senses. He had to take all the senses
and it was
Oh.
specifically of the people who took his little kitty pots.
because that's
Yeah.
where his organs were.
Yep. He had to get him back.
He had to get
But
him
then
back.
why did he take homeboy's eyes?
I guess he had a pot. I don't know.
No, he took his eyes.
Yeah, he's taking the parts
In
of the
your
people
eyes.
who are
His.
holding. Yeah.
In your
eyes.
Yeah.
I lost my place, could stay a while, and I'm melting it. Come on!
No.
Like my first time
What is that?
I caught fire.
We were doing
Just
different in
stay
your
with
eyes, and
me,
but I'm
lay
down.
with me now. What was that?
In your eyes.
I only know the In Your Eyes by Bad Bad Not Good.
I don't know who I was just singing. Was I singing? Who was I singing? Rainie, can we get
I
a check
think
on
that was an
I
original.
have no idea what that song is. I don't even know what to look
I'm
up.
melting in your eyes.
I promise you that people listening are screaming on your
Freaking
behalf
out.
and love what you're
in
doing.
your eyes.
Yeah, I thought it was Yucko. He's stealing the tongue. He's stealing the eyes.
Yeah, man,
I'm like, Yucko.
I fucking hate it.
Yucko Spumoni. I don't want that.
It's the used. Y'all remember the used?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I
But
remember
I
that
was
name.
punk as hell.
I don't think I remember any of their songs.
You badass.
That was cool.
I hated this movie so much. I hated this
What?
movie. Everything about this.
It was such a goofy, silly time.
It was a goofy, silly time, but it attacked me personally.
Oh, I see.
It is an amalgamation of things that I
fear,
hate and
personally,
fear,
copy.
and I couldn't do it. I hate being hot. I hate being
Sandy.
I hate swarms.
I hate swarms.
Here's what I wanted more. One, and I'm going to go into some guilt. And tell me, honestly, frankly, you guys are going to be a little offended. I know you love this movie. I'm going to tell you that I think that the action scenes, so it's masquerading as an adventure movie.
Yep.
It is an action movie.
Yeah.
It is fighting.
It's fighting.
the whole time with breaks in between, which is so funny to me.
But the action scenes really seldom actually are about anything.
But fighting.
It's just boom, boom, bang, bang. Like there's not really.
Welcome to how I feel about every fucking Avengers superhero transformer movie.
But they all go to a point.
In this
right?
movie?
No.
Usually.
in those movies.
In a good
usually.
film,
Yes.
you want an action movie. The best example I can think of, I may have used this before, the opening scene of Indiana Jones 2.
That's what I was thinking of.
He is at this club.
Weird. It's like you read my mind. I was like, he's not going to say
It's
it.
a great scene.
He said it.
He's at this club. He finds out he's been poisoned, and the guy goes, and the antidote is right here. Puts it in his pocket, and now you have a fist fight where the antidote's getting thrown around. You know that what his stakes are, what his goal is. If he doesn't win this fight, he dies. And what does he need to get? That vial.
the-
It's not just like people are riding in with horses. Boom, boom, bang, bang. At some point, they say, all right, you guys, get out of here.
We're
Or we're
fighting
going to
now.
we're going to be mad.
be
we're
sorry.
We're leaving. It's
My
just,
favorite part of this, like, I can't stop laughing at like how many nights transpired over this. Like,
They're there
the
for
mummy has
weeks.
returned.
Yeah.
They're like, all right, we're
Because-
gonna give you a chance to leave, so you better leave. And then he literally says, fight another day tomorrow or something. And I'm like,
Right,
why are
right.
we hard
Yeah.
pausing to give the mummy a chance to sleep?
Yeah.
the mummy needs his beauty rest. Imhotep, look,
he's a
he's
fine
thousands
man.
of years old and doesn't look a day
He's
over
very
45.
Very hot.
Um,
But he's a good villain.
Do you think Imhotep is hot?
Oh fuck yeah!
he's handsome.
Those eyes, that lip, that bald ass head.
Does he have?
Really?
Does he have eyebrows? He does have eyebrows.
Yes.
Yeah.
I am shocked.
I remembered his face immediately as soon as I
Yeah.
saw it on screen this morning. I was like, oh yeah. I remember
You know who's
this guy.
also handsome in the exact same way? The Vin
Diesel.
Vin Diesel. The main the first bad guy that you see in the first Iron Man movie. The one that I know.
What?
The one that, not the one that
You want
kidnaps
me to
him in
remember a scene
Yeah.
from Iron Man,
Iron Man 1,
which came out when, Garrick?
2009.
What's the scene?
There's
I remember it. They're in the desert.
They're in the desert. He gets captured by his Tony Stark gets captured by his lieutenant, and then
It's
we
iconic.
just see this guy like looming over in the darkness, and then he like he's like, I'm not gonna do it, blah 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 blah, and you just see him walk in with his fucking rings, and he's just like, relax.
We
And
love a
then-
bald Egyptian daddy.
He's sick.
Oh, he's an Egyptian. Okay.
Yeah.
we
He's sick.
love ourselves a bald Egyptian baddie.
Yeah.
Baddie
Yeah.
daddy.
A baddie daddy.
He's
a
cool.
bald Egyptian baddie daddy.
Yeah.
Bald Egyptian.
I don't know.
B-E-B-D?
We love a bed.
Yeah.
We love a bed.
A bebd.
A bald Egyptian daddy.
Oh, a bed.
A bebd.
Yeah.
Bald Egyptian baddie daddy. I'm just gonna keep saying it.
Bald
Bebd.
Egyptian daddy.
But in the same, I don't know what it is about bald Egyptian daddies.
Baddie daddy.
Baddie daddies.
It's giving Pedro Pascal. It's giving apocalyptic single father.
Yeah.
Sure.
But he's just so calm.
It's giving
he's so
ass.
calmly evil.
Yeah.
Where he's like, I'm just going to do what I have to do.
The power's within him.
Here are the things that if I were to redo this film, because I thought about it a lot. I actually was like, I want to remake this. I think that it's primed.
So
I know they tried to do it. They did it with Tom Cruise, and they were like, no, we're going to do like an end of the world action movie.
Oh, I have a story about that.
I would love to hear it.
Yeah.
There was one scene, and this I think encompasses everything. He succeeds too much. I want to see him fail. What makes Indiana Jones so great, and this is riffing on Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones fails the entire movie.
Yeah.
You think about the opening scene when he has the gold amulet and he has the bag of sand. He fucks up.
Yeah.
We don't like seeing people succeed.
He grabs snakes.
We
instead
like
of
seeing
vines.
people try. And so I think about the scene where a bizarre scene in its own right. They're waiting for the sun to show this lost city, and then it like appears, and then they have to race to it. And they all race to it, even though they then all just camp out and hang out there for 4 days.
They're like, oh, we had a lot more time than we
That
thought.
entire first racing scene was pointless.
But they make a point to make fun of them being on camels.
Yeah.
And then Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz have the fastest camels.
Yeah.
That's not fun. I want to see them on the slowest camels that suck and are losing and get whatever. And maybe it's, you only have this small window to get there, and then it disappears forever. I want to see them struggle and almost lose again and again. Instead, they succeed
Every time,
to the point that literally a sarcophagus falls through a ceiling into their laps.
Yeah.
And they go, oh my God, look what we found.
It happened for us, guys.
They're not even digging when that happens. It just falls.
It just happens for
So
them.
here are the 3 things that I would want.
Okay.
I want this movie to be Indiana Jones meets The Goonies meets Evil Dead.
Yep.
I love the campy zombie craziness. Watching when I say Evil Dead, I mean Army of Darkness. I mean campy, slapstick,
Zombieland,
schlocky.
Yeah.
I love watching the reanimated corpses, watching Brendan Fraser fight them with a sword. So goofy and funny. But the number one thing that I was missing from this movie, booby traps.
I thought you were going to say boobs.
I thought that was going to be the whole thing.
You're in a tomb.
You're in a tomb right after the steam melts people. I was like, they're just going to be going their whole adventure avoiding booby traps.
I hear so many stories about how tombs and pyramids have all these crazy secret chambers and oh my God, live in that. That is so fun.
But that's Indiana Jones.
You see
that's
Tomb
what
Raider.
That's what I want.
You wanted Indiana Jones.
I want
a darker Indiana Jones.
A campy Indiana Jones starring hot ass Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, this movie was like if they took Lawrence of Arabia, put him in Indiana Jones, and then was just like, let's just make it fucking disgusting.
Lawrence of Arabia meets John Wick.
Yeah,
but
like
gross.
But gross.
They're on my
swarms.
play next list, the John Wick series.
You're gonna like them.
It's gonna happen.
You have to.
Kung Fu with guns, baby.
It's
Is
sick.
Mummy Returns good?
You know what? So it's funny. I was watching this and I went, but you know what? Mummy 2 is when they get fucking cooking. Because I remember there's the floating boat being chased through the canyon.
Yeah.
And it has worse ratings on Rotten Tomatoes.
And don't they have a child?
I don't remember that.
I think him and Rachel Weisz have a child.
Mummy 2 is the one that introduces the Scorpion King.
Yeah.
He's scary. Another childhood villain scare.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
And then I think Mummy 3 was really bad, and then Scorpion King was atrocious.
Yeah.
They made a whole Scorpion King movie?
Oh
did.
my God, Kelsey.
With The Rock.
You need to go look at the CGI. It is so sad how bad it is.
That's sad because for 99, this CGI was incredible.
Yeah, it was. There was a scene, and I hate it, but there was a scene where Imhotep is like slowly getting his flesh back, and then a scarab crawls out of his arm and goes into his face, and he eats it.
You should get a scarab tattoo.
I'm never going to do that.
Take the fear out of it. Get a scarab tattoo.
I would rather die. You would you don't understand when you're getting a tattoo. It is one of the most prickly feelings that you'll probably
Oh my God. And then you look down.
And you look down and it's a fucking scarab the entire time. I would jump.
Do
I
you
would
like
jolt.
flying cockroaches? I hate
No.
flying cockroaches.
Why? Who,
do you
like?
I phrased that strangely.
Yeah. Do you feel weird about
Sometimes
flying?
me mouthy don't worky.
Yeah.
I have another pitch to change. See, I was doing my Garrick's One Fix change.
Yeah.
We meet Brendan Fraser in like helping some army.
Yeah.
It's
And
a
then
weird
never really
introduction
addressed
scene.
again.
I thought they're never talked about again. I thought that when he rose the army of the dead, those people were gonna rise.
Right.
And the ones that he killed,
That
I
would
was
have been
like,
sick as hell.
okay, cool. That's what that said. If the big fix, nothing comes back. Literally nothing comes back.
just
Don't
getting
set
caught
up
up in
things for no
shit.
reason.
And they also, I love like, okay, they hire this pilot at one point to help them just because they want to have a plane scene. And then they crash. He dies.
He just dies.
Falls into quicksand. And they go, thanks for your service.
What the fuck
Because
was
the
that?
movie was like, well, we're done with him.
I
Yeah.
think he was a bad guy though. I think he was like responsible for war. They played him as like this gluttonous.
They give him a
has-been.
hero send-off.
Yeah.
He salutes him.
All right, whatever.
A fix that I would have done is I would have centered the movie more around Rachel Weisz because she
Is,
the best.
attractive, yes.
She's great.
Absolutely.
And I would not have met Brendan Fraser until he's in prison. So they go,
Yes.
there's a man who's seen the city of the dead in
barbarian.
person.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he's perfect. Who is he? Smash cut to
This guy in
crazy
jail.
long-haired
Yeah.
guy in jail fighting prison guards. You get a fun little action scene. And then you go, oh, he's unhinged. And then when he gets the haircut, it's like that Princess Diaries moment. And you're
He's
like,
normal.
oh,
Yeah, they did show him too early for no reason. That was
Yeah.
bad. Some studio
That's
notes. Where
a
were
studio
you?
note. That was. I feel like that was a
Oh,
studio
really?
note.
They were
I
like,
feel
we
like,
need to see
start
what
with
he
an
can
action
do.
scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. They did. They started with the
Emo
Egyptian
tip.
pussy in the sarcophagus.
They did. You're right.
All right,
But that's not like an action scene for real. That's just them murdering someone.
that was actionable.
Oh, it had an action in it.
Well, what did we miss? I mean, what more is there to say? Brendan Fraser's a delight. Rachel Weisz is a delight. The whole cast is filled with baddie daddies. I mean, there's an undeniable glee of watching Brendan with a sword fucking up zombies.
We didn't even bring up the head bandit guy.
I wanted to before. The Bedouin, he's awesome.
He's
so
fucking
hot.
attractive.
I love him.
I saw and
Thank
everything
you.
and everything I see him in. I'm like, oh, I love this dude.
I agree. I think
There was a
he's
lot of groups
wonderful.
of people. That's why we didn't bring them up.
Yeah.
Because there was some like weird crossovers of like this person's looking for the thing, this person, these guys are protecting it. It was a lot of groups.
Yeah.
There's also maybe the most badass moment I've ever seen in any movie. Brendan Fraser takes a match and strikes it on the Bedouin's beard and then uses it to light dynamite.
It's
Yeah,
sick.
that was
It was
cool.
bad. All right, y'all ready for some fun facts?
Fun facts with Zach's backs.
Oh my God, we got some fun facts.
Oh my God.
I've actually stopped reading these until we're ready to go. Rainie
So you
collects
react
them.
live too?
Well, I'm lazy.
Okay.
Okay.
During the scene where Brendan Fraser is hanged, he nearly died.
Oh, see, see, this is what the fuck I keep talking about. Stop torturing this man. they are literally trying. They've been trying to kill Brendan Fraser for his entire fucking
His
career.
neck.
I get it. I get why you would leave.
Literally saved him.
Jesus Christ.
What happened?
Rachel Weisz remembers he stopped breathing and had to be resuscitated.
Oh my God.
That is wow.
The trauma of that alone, the fact that he gave us Mummy Returns, the fact that he gave us, what else? Georgia, the fact that he stayed after that kind of trauma happened on set is
This was probably
unbelievable.
This was probably after Georgia.
Also, talk about the stunt coordinator being fired, never working again.
I hope so.
Yeah.
This one's gonna
Resuscitated?
resuscitate.
I hope you know. What was that word about the king?
Regicide.
Regicide. Everyone take that home this week.
This one's gonna really upset the people, and by people I mean me deeply. There was a white nightgown that Evelyn's wearing when the ship is attacked.
I remember.
And it became transparent when it got wet filming. And they had to digitally paint it. We sound like the horniest fucking losers
I
in the
am
world.
the horniest
But
fucking loser
honestly,
in the world.
you're listening and you agree. This is criminal.
That scene was hot.
You know what this movie means to you, and the fact that they had to paint it so that it could keep a PG-13 rating.
You're welcome.
We were robbed. Can we also talk about Danny fucking Craig knows what the fuck he's doing?
Yeah,
do you know he's married to Rachel Weisz?
He is.
What a hot couple that is.
Y'all can't see me, but I'm doing the Antonio Banderas meme where he's like,
oh, and then you also did isn't there another meme with him where you bite the knuckle?
Yeah. Oh, that's Leo DiCaprio.
Oh, you're right. Okay.
Yeah.
You did two memes in one reaction.
Two memes in one reaction.
Yeah,
it was like Jesus Christ. Because also in Anaconda where J-Lo had that moment. That was also like an awakening.
Sometimes Garrick just makes references to movies so far out that I'm like, how does your brain work? Like when you get horny, like Jennifer Lopez from Anaconda flashes.
My brain works
when
kind
you're
of like
thinking of a hot man, the first villain from Iron Man in the first scene pops up. What is going on?
My brain is very scattered, and it kind of works just like the Star of David. So it's
nice.
Just like points there.
Points.
Today was my first day trying Vyvanse instead of Adderall.
What do you think?
I think therefore I am. How am I?
I'm gonna keep us on track.
Okay.
You talked about our girl in the beginning looking so sleek. It is because the actress
is wet.
No. Patricia Velasquez, we thank you for your contributions to cinema.
Thank you.
She was fully nude except for a loincloth, and then they painted on body paint that took 4 hours to apply.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
This one's weird. Imhotep, they were originally eyeing Daniel Day-Lewis.
He can do anything.
That is so weird.
I don't think it's weird. I don't think it's weird because he's Daniel Day-Lewis is such an actor that I don't know what his personality is.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would believe it.
According to the director Stephen Sommers, the morning after the movie was released, Universal went, ring, ring. He picked up the phone and said, we gonna need another.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Imagine.
Nice.
That's like the best way to get a sequel.
I'm really happy that the movie did well.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because I remember this being like my parents talking about this
was
being a big
this was
deal.
a huge one.
Like they put it on in our living room and they're like, this movie's crazy.
Yeah. And then it's always on TNT. This is a TNT movie. TNT classic.
Yeah.
They'll run through the entire series.
Yep.
Both of these make me laugh.
This is to TNT what ridiculousness is to MTV.
Yes, absolutely.
That's funny. I like that.
That's
good. I didn't laugh, but like I'm laughing in my head. I'm smiling at you.
Moving on.
Both these two are funny, so I'll rapid fire. The voiceover in the opening was originally supposed to be read by Imhotep, but then in post they realized that he can't speak English.
Yeah.
So the character doesn't speak English.
In post, they realized.
They're like, oops.
That's great.
So they gave it to the brother instead.
Arabic, was it that he was
Artif
speaking?
Bey. And then
he's the ancient language.
This movie was dangerous as hell. Quote, this is from the director, we were way out in the Sahara, so if your camel got lost, you could end up in Algeria and never come back. What? I didn't tell the actors until it was over, but I took out terrorist insurance policies on all of them.
Yeah.
That's
Guys,
a movie
movies,
right there.
It's not that important.
It's not.
Brendan Fraser, a national treasure.
Yeah,
but they almost killed him. So obviously they didn't give a fuck
Go
about
on a fucking
him.
back lot. My God.
Yeah.
Well, now is our time for us to decide: is this movie a pleasure, a guilty pleasure, or just plain guilty?
Ooh.
All right. My real answer is that it is a guilty pleasure. Ooh. My fake answer is that it is so guilty that I will never, ever in my fucking life watch this again.
Yeah.
I am pretty upset that you all made me rehash this trauma and watch this again. I had to skip through all of the swarm scenes. I had to skip through all of the scarab scenes.
This.
I pretty much lost 30% of the movie, I guess, because that's how often that shit is in there.
Yeah.
So the whenever people would say, "Oh my God, The Mummy is so funny," I'm like, "What are you talking about? That's literally the scariest movie created."
We found your Drag Me to Hell.
This is not even. Oh my God, Drag Me to Hell is hilarious.
Okay.
This movie is fucking disgusting. Anyway.
I think it is a guilty pleasure. It's so campy without even trying to be. Brendan Daddy Lips Fraser, good job, baby. This one, you really did something. You made your legacy in the Mummy.
Yeah, I agree on that.
We applaud you.
I agree on the GP. It's there's too much that doesn't work.
Yeah.
But there's so much that
There's
works
so much
well.
else. And most of it is Rachel Weisz.
Yeah.
It's a visual buffet.
And
If
it's
for
just a-
anything, go have some fun watching some 99 CGI.
You want to watch a man express toxic masculinity, but it's fun. Go
Leather
watch.
daddy.
He picks her up and throws her on the bed and locks the door.
Oh, there's for sure mummy porn.
Was that hot to you or was that problematic? I thought
Rule
it was
34.
kind of.
Well, I love like a bratty daddy like role play. So
Yeah,
for me,
he-
it worked.
he-
That was like
they
just
meet-
another Tuesday.
They meet their first scene together. He throws her overboard.
right.
Yeah. It's just like, oh, Jesus.
he
man.
throws her a lot.
He throws her a lot.
The mummy porn.
Yeah.
Oh wow, there's a lot.
Yeah.
bet.
If
Oh well.
Well, let's
Yeah.
move on to our pleasures, my pleasures. This is stuff that we are enjoying in media. I am obsessed with Paul T. Goldman on Peacock.
Yes.
I love this show directed by
Yes.
Jason Woliner. I don't know how to describe it. I think you just need to watch it.
Yeah.
It is a true crime documentary about
Docuseries.
about a weirdo who 13 years ago, he tweeted to the director and said, "I've written a book about my life. It's an incredible story. Would you like to direct it?" And so what they do, it's one part true crime documentary about what happened, and then one part where they are filming the movie recreation starring him.
Yes.
And there's no other way to describe him, Paul T. Goldman, other than the Jewiest man you've ever seen in your life.
He is a caricature of a human.
He makes Larry David look Catholic.
Yes.
Oh, wow. I need to watch this.
Rick, it's so good.
need to
I'm
watch
plus
this.
wanting your recommendation because I finished it in like 2 days.
The ending is really kind of transcendent and
it's
wonderful.
Well, I don't want to like pick apart the problems with it of like glorifying a man that like clearly fucking hates women, but
Sure.
like
Oh, sure.
you also feel like you walk away hating this man and crying for him too.
It's special, and
Yeah.
I can't recommend it
The
enough.
format is what's revolutionary to me. I plus one that, and then I'm plus wanting a recommendation you made a couple weeks ago of Fleischman is in trouble.
Oh my
It was
God.
something I was avoiding because I was just hearing so many people talk about it, and I was like, "What is this about?" It's based on a book. This sounds stupid.
Yeah.
Claire Dan, I don't know. It's so good. Jesse Eisenberg has the thickest neck, thicker than Brendan Fraser in The Mummy.
Yeah.
And if you like a good drama, like mystery
Yeah.
for a bit,
Yeah.
watch it.
It's great.
What is it?
I can't. I can't explain.
I think that it.
Off
I think
track.
it is a character study on
Yes.
people with midlife crises.
And
That doesn't sound
unreliable narrators.
That doesn't sound enticing to me, but you guys
The
both
writing's
love it.
incredible.
So
It's great. The
Okay.
dialogue
All right.
is phenomenal.
Rick, what's yours?
As someone that writes, I need to suggest that you at some point read On Writing by Stephen King.
oh yeah,
That's how Zach comes.
I feel yeah.
yeah.
it's a great book.
It is the one. It is your pivotal and absolute education on how to write and how to
Nice.
get in the zone of writing and all of that stuff. And it is very well put and very well structured to where it's just like, oh, this is just a random story. Oh, that's how he came up with Carrie. Oh, okay, this is another random. Oh, okay, that's how he came up with The Stand. It's really
Got
great.
it.
And then he of course bleeds that into how you should approach writing in general.
Have you ever seen? There's an incredible clip of George R.R. Martin interviewing Stephen King, because Stephen King, he's all about the craft.
Yeah.
And it's about the discipline. It's that you show up, you go to work, your job is to write, you put in the time, you get it out. And so George R.R. Martin is like, Game of Thrones, if you guys don't know, is like, do you ever have those days where you're, weeks where you're beating your head against the wall and you only get one word out and it sucks and you throw it away? And he's like, no, I wake up at 7 a.m. I make my coffee, I write for 3 hours, and I have and it's very matter of fact. And he's like, and my goal is like this many pages, and I put this many hours in, and it doesn't matter if it's good or not, but that's what I do. And like that is how you write.
That's how you write.
You have to write. You just power through it.
Yeah, he's a big fan of like the vomit draft, where he'll just literally write without
Can't
editing.
revise anything that's not written.
Can't revise it.
Yeah.
Can't fucking revise anything that's not written. And so like that's one of the main things is that you have to literally force yourself to put words on paper. It doesn't even fucking matter if it makes sense. Make it make sense later.
That's all the time we have for this week. Tell us what you think about our thick-necked Egyptian baddie daddies, bald Egyptian our bebdas.
Our ow.
You just hit the mic on your knee.
I'm done holding this like a Gen Zer.
Yeah, you're gonna screw it back in for next step.
Yeah.
Well, because you're holding it from the heart. Hold it from the thick.
Leave me alone. I got pee.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm at Courtney on all things.
Oh, I got to on all things.
I'm at Garrick Bernard and all the things.
And until next time,
Uh-oh.
Hey, Benny, you're on the wrong side of the river.
That's what you started with.
Fuck.